bartender's ball years ago, and it was a ballroom event. We had a sit-down dinner, and he said, we don't want to do that. We want to do the party of all parties. And now 9 years later, 3,000 people, $458,000 last year. I want to give a hand to everybody who helped out. Well over $2 million raised in the fight against breast cancer, cancer in general, to the Carol M. Baldwin Foundation. We're very proud, and I'm proud to call this man the chairman of the board. And I don't mean Frank Sinatra, I mean Keith Hart.
33 years ago, when I had a lot more hair, we started a grassroots organization called the Bartenders Ball. And it went on for over 20 years. And it was a grassroots organization that got together and wanted to throw like our New Year's Eve party for the hospitality. And what transpired by that was we wanted to raise a little bit of money for charity and have a great time. So that went on for about 20 years or so. And then after that I had a thyroid cancer about 12 years ago. And I said, I want to try to do something. I want to try to do an event and bring back the Bartender's Ball with a twist. So we talked about it. We said, how can we improve the Bartender's Ball? We said, we want to get some more entertainment in. We want to get some better restaurants in and a little classier event. Meanwhile, 9 years later, we're probably the premier event on Long Island. And that's attributed to all you guys.
We're making progress, folks. We are making progress. And these grants are working. And we really think that we're on to a couple of new things here. And the way this works is, I'll give you an example. Dr. Lori Chan, who I've invited here tonight. Dr. Lori Chan works with triple-negative breast cancer, which can be sort of a more aggressive kind of breast cancer. Because triple-negative breast cancer uses cancer stem cells to wreak havoc. And cancer stem cells don't respond to normal chemotherapy. But with her work, she's identified a weakness in cancer stem cells and a drug that can exploit that weakness. And at least in the animal model, it appears as though using the medication to exploit that weakness renders these cancer stem cells ineffective and unable to spread and wreak havoc. So is that a cure for tomorrow? No, but it's a really big step in the right direction. There's promise, there's hope because of research. And her work was featured in Newsday back in March with a 2-page spread about all the accomplishments. It turns out Dr. Chan was a Baldwin grant winner about 3 or 4 years ago. $25,000 a year for 2 years, that was it. But the results of that small grant were enormous. And they were recognized nationally. So that the NCI and the Susan G. Komen Foundation thought her work was so important, they superfunded her for many years to come in the range of $3 million of additional funding. That's $50,000, yes. That's an incredible return on investment. $50,000 turns into $3 million. And it's a phenomenal, that's how the funds work, folks. That's how it works.
A couple of months ago, I was speaking to Keith about who we can honor at Empire, because I was honored 2 years ago. And he said, what about Drucker? I said, never gonna happen. Not gonna do it. But I gave it a shot, and I went to David, and he said, you know, I don't do these things, and I'm low-key. And I'm like, listen, it's for charity. It's a big event on Long Island. You need to be there. He says, okay, I got it. On one condition. You better hit every number. And remind me, he used this as leverage. He said to me, you didn't make that number. I'm not doing it. He threatened me a couple of times that he wasn't going to come, but he's here, which means I did a good job. I think I hit the numbers. 2 years ago, he introduced me here tonight, and he said it was my bar mitzvah. Well, tonight it's your confirmation. You will be confirmed by Bishop Johnny in a few minutes, because I'm here to confirm what kind of guy David really is. I've been with him now for 8 years, and I've learned a lot about him. And I learned a lot from him. He sets the bar in the work level. He wears many hats at Empire. He sits on the board of directors as an owner, to micromanaging the day-to-day business as our VP of sales. He's dedicated to our customers, our suppliers, and most importantly, to our employees. He truly believes that this is his extended family, and he treats us that way. He changed my life and the life of my family. I look forward to finishing my career working for this man, and I'd ask you all now to please stand up and welcome our honoree for 2019, Mr. David Drucker.
I first would like to congratulate fellow honorees John and Richard, with whom I proudly share this honor and this stage with. I'm thrilled to be part of this organization and its worthy cause benefiting the Carol M. Baldwin Breast Cancer Research Fund. Unfortunately, cancer has affected and continues to affect way too many people. Research that goes towards early detection, potential cures, or prolongs the life of someone suffering from this terrible disease is something we all should be committed to. In addition, as a Long Island native and resident, I couldn't think of a more appropriate organization to be involved with and support. Our industry is also remarkable in how we, competitors or colleagues, can come together at events like this to support worthwhile charities. I want to sincerely thank all of our customers and our associates at Empire and all our industry suppliers that have supported tonight's event. Without your participation for this cause, none of this would be possible. I do just want to recognize a few suppliers who I'm very personally grateful and appreciative of their amazing financial support of tonight's event. The Empire Executive Committee, our board, my extended Magliocco family, my entire family for their unwavering support to me, which allows me to do what I love each and every day. Thank you very much for this honor.
When I meet people for the first time, they usually ask right away if I'm related to John Murray, and I proudly say yes, he's my dad. We're most proud of my dad for the work he has done with so many charity organizations such as John Thiessen Children's Foundation, who's here today, the Michael J. Coley 9/11 Fire Fund, Baby Safe Haven, the list goes on. And I know he's very honored to be a part of this new great organization, and he's happy to be recognized in front of so many of his business peers. So on behalf of my dad, I want to say thank you again to Keith Art, Brian Rosenberg, the Baldwins, and the entire committee who's honoring my dad today. You always have a friend and a supporter with Mulcahy's and the Murray family. So now please put your hands together and stand up for my dad, John Murray Jr.
This is a really cool event, and I don't want to postpone people getting thrown in the swimming pool. We got to get to that. So thanks for the kind words, Brian, and Keith. Always love this guy. I love the old-time hustlers, you know. You say, hey, I had a club one night fly at me with a band called Clean and Sober, right? And some club at Island Park. And you call the guy up, what are you doing, what are you doing? I didn't do it, the band did it, but it's...
What did Phil say?
I didn't do it. So here we are on a Monday night, and we all know why we're here on Monday, because we work when people play. So that's why we're here on Monday, but we accept it. We don't walk around with an attitude or start a protest. We have 3,000 strong on a Monday night. Have a good time.
So many restaurants owe their success to his fair and unbiased reviews. This honor is well deserved, as many in this room will attest. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Richard J. Schulman.
And some eager beaver sold 13 weeks of restaurant reviews. That was great, except we had no restaurant reviews, and we had no restaurant reviewer. But somebody said, let Sholem do it, he lives to eat. So I did, and I decided it was pretty good. And if I could find someone dumb enough to pay me to eat, I would do it. And what do you know, I found the New York Times. I strung along for 14 years. I wrote the a la carte restaurant review section of the Times. And the only time I stopped it was when the issue stopped. There was no more. But in any case, I was honored to write for what is sometimes called incorrectly the failing New York Times, and I'm honored to be here tonight. Thank you very much.
And I'm here because I believe we can find a cure for breast cancer. I really believe. But that's why, in all the work that we do, any humanitarian charity, whatever you do, the money makes a difference, guys. Look at exactly what Dr. O'Hay explained. The 50,000 went to 3 million, and if we keep doing that, if we really just care enough, and we're passionate enough to want to kick breast cancer's butt, I said it nice only because you guys are here. But I believe in their lifetime, guys, we can find a cure. So let's not give up, and God bless you. Thank you on behalf of my
This event by itself writes our grants for the downstate facility pretty much. I mean, this one event, what you give for trying to find a cure for breast cancer, at this one night, it's phenomenal. It's unlike anything else that we have. It's unlike anything else that we do. And I have to tell you, my brother and I and my mother are very, very appreciative of everything that you've done for us. And so, please thank you. When my mother was diagnosed, she had a double mastectomy and it was in her lymph nodes, and we were scared. This is in the late 80s, early 90s. And then she summoned all 4 boys, and we thought, well, we're all talking behind her back, going, is Mom not in remission anymore? She wants us all to be there for Christmas this year. And so we were frightened that something was wrong again, because why would she tell us all to come? So she formally stood up and announced, I'm going to use your boys' fame to try to raise money and find a cure for breast cancer. And we looked at each other and went, what the hell is Mom going to do to find a cure for breast cancer? We go, oh yeah, Mom, go ahead, go say whatever you need to say. My mother was a maverick. When she was up and around in her 50s and 60s and going back and forth and showing up and my mother puts the screws to you and says she wants money or says she wants something, you put your hands around your back and you give it to her. And so, we never imagined, that this would become what it is today. And we're very proud of my mom. She's 90 this year. And she wanted me to personally tell each and every person in this room, thank you so much. This was my mother's dream.
It takes a lot to put this on. And I was saying, man, maybe I'm going to throw in the towel. But then every year somebody dies that I know, when somebody gets sick from this, I say, how can we do this? But my assistant said, I have like 2 wives. I have a work wife and a real wife at home. And my work wife said, I got you. I've been doing this with you. I got you. I can handle this. And she took so much pressure off of me and has been doing such a great job. For the last month, she's been going to bed about 2 o'clock in the morning, getting the office at 7 again, handling all the phone calls, and trust me, it's not easy to pull off something of this magnitude. So thank you very much, Maria Lady. You deserve it. Hopefully, we can beat this dreadful disease one day. But I want to thank all of you people for coming down. And thank you for participating, and this is going to be the best ball of the year. Ain't no party like Long Island Hospitality Ball Party, because Long Island Hospitality Ball Party don't stop. Thank you.